Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Fairy Tale Family. I'm Brittany, and this week we're going to talk about my top 10 at Hollywood Studios. Number 10 is the Tower of Terror. The reason why it's last on my list, if you guys saw my last video, which was the top fails that I had at Disney, I have historically gotten very sick on Tower of Terror, and because of that, I really can't enjoy it, and that's why it's at the bottom of my list. It has nothing to do with the ride itself, or the mechanics, or the theming. It really just has to do with how I react to the ride, and that's why it's at number 10. Number 9 is the Frozen Singalong for the first time in forever. I saw this for the first time when I went to go do my first wedding planning session with my maid of honor down at Walt Disney World, and I really liked it. I know that sounds weird because it's a sing-along, and I'm in my late 20s, but it was really funny. So the two people that host the show were hilarious and definitely made it relevant for adults. And the songs were great for the kids. And I just thought the way that they set it up was really cool. So I did very much enjoy the Frozen sing-along song. Coming in at number 8 is actually a dining option. It's the Sci-Fi Dine-In Theater. Now this restaurant is set back in like the 50s, where you get to sit in old cars and watch 1950s black and white sci-fi shows and bits of movies, and it's really cool. The setting and the theming of it makes you think that you're outside at one of those old 50s places where you used to drive up and the waiters used to come up with your food. So very cool theming. The food is not at top tier, which is why it's not higher on my list, but the theming and the experience of it does qualify it for it to be on my top 10. Coming in at number 7 is actually my favorite spot to relax at Hollywood Studios, and that's the launch bay. I love just walking around the launch bay itself because of all the cool props and costumes and just the whole theme of it. It's just a really nice place to go and relax and cool off if it's hot outside. Also, you can go see Chewbacca. Sometimes Kylo Ren's there, sometimes Darth Vader. Sometimes there's various characters walking around. BB-8's normally there, so it is a cool place just to go relax and do some character meet and greets. Coming in at number 6 is the Beauty and the Beast show. I've always loved this show. I've loved it ever since I've gone to Disney in the past 28 years. It's one of my favorite shows to go see. I think Gaston is absolutely hilarious in it. I think it's consistently good, and it's also just a great place to go and relax. My husband and I normally go to it mid-afternoon when we might be a little tired, want to sit down, have a snack. Great spot to go and just chill. Number 5 on my list is gonna seem odd, but I love the shakes and fraps at Primetime Cafe. So I will normally go to the bar and order a peanut butter and jelly shake or a chocolate malted frap. I know that sounds weird. 1, to go to a bar and get a non-alcoholic beverage, and 2, to have it in my top 10, nevertheless the top 5. But I love those shakes so much. It's a staple for my family to participate in that and to consume multiple shakes and fraps when we're in Disney, and that's where we go to get them. Coming in at number 4 is Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular. Again, a consistently great show that I've seen at Hollywood Studios. Another reason why it's in my top 5, not just the top 10, but the top 5, is because I have been in that show 3 times. So I have been in that show with my friends. I've been in that show solo. I probably could act out everything I've done in that show, and because of that, and because I have had the audience experience and then been in the show myself, I do really enjoy it, and it's always a great place to go and relax as well, same as Beauty and the Beast. Number 3 for me is Toy Story Mania. The reason why it's not number 2 or number 1 is because my husband consistently beats me at this game, but I love the ride. I love the theming of it when you're walking through and you feel like you're in Andy's bedroom and the clutter of all the toys, and I love that it's 3D and it makes you feel like you're part of a carnival, and the competitiveness of it's really fun, and just a great ride that Disney put out. And again, it's consistently fun. I've never gone and not enjoyed this ride. Number 2 for me is Rockin' Roller Coaster. I love Rockin' Roller Coaster so much. It does not make me sick. Again, I cannot tell you why Tower of Terror does, but Rockin' Roller Coaster does not make me sick. I love Aerosmith, so I love the music. I still love the intro show, even though I've been on it probably a million times at this point. I still really enjoy the intro show. I love the takeoff. I love that it's in the dark with all these neon colors coming at you. And it's just one of my favorites. I remember the first time I went on this, and it was with all my older cousins, my dad and my uncle, and as my first time being out at late night hours when Disney had them, and I kind of felt like one of the cool kids. I think I was like 13, and they said you can go to late night hours at Hollywood Studios, but you have to ride Rockin' Roller Coaster, because I was so scared to go upside down, and they're like, you're gonna love it. And I went on it, and I absolutely loved it, and to this day, it is one of my favorite things to do at Hollywood Studios. It's in my top 2. And number 1 is the latest and greatest, and probably so many other people's number 1 at Hollywood Studios, Rise of the Resistance. I love Rise of the Resistance because of the Star Wars experience. I love that it's interactive from the time you get into the line until the time you get off. And just the whole the experience of it, the magnitude of detail that these guys put into this ride is absolutely astounding. The whole process of getting on the ride is very complex. I'm not a big fan of that. I just want to say that it is complex, and it's a pain. But if you can get a boarding pass and you can get on it, it is totally worth it. Some stuff that was not mentioned in my top 10 is because I haven't been on it. I haven't been on the Slinky Dog Dash. I really want to go on it, and because I have Henry with me, it's really hard for me to get on because I have a child that's not tall enough to ride the ride. Same thing with Smuggler's Run, haven't had a chance to ride it, and Mickey's Runaway Railway. I'm really hoping that we can knock off a couple of those at our next Disney trip. Either if Greg and I can do parental swapping, or if just one of us goes on while Henry's napping. Definitely on my to-do list for the next time we go to Walt Disney World. So if you guys have a different top 10, if you disagree, or if you agree with my top 10 list, please make sure you guys comment below, and make sure you hit that subscribe and like button before you leave, and have a magical day.